Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to a Thursday morning episode of Ted's Booze Cellar, but really this is an episode of Ted's soft drinks reviews, or Ted's soft drink special, but I've got a sort of a rotated day off because I've got a weekend shift on Saturday, so I thought I'd get some nice brunch in. And while I was shopping around for some nice brunch, I went to this sushi place called Kokoro, and I saw this thing on their menu that that particularly intrigued me. Now, I have heard of this before, and this is Milkis, which is by Lotte, spelled L-O-T-T-E, and this is a refreshing milk and yoghurt flavour sparkling drink. So I'm not really sure how to take this. I've had sort of like Turkish savoury yoghurt drinks when getting a takeaway from the Turkish place, and I'd heard of obviously like Far Eastern Asian countries' rather unique relationship with dairy and things like that. So I'm interested to see how this goes. Now, I got this from Kokoro, which specialises in Japanese food, but this is actually a Korean drink. I think there is a tiny bit of English on the back as well, because it says on the back of the can, "New feeling of soda beverage." Not sure if that's a particularly exact translation, but it says here, ingredients are purified water, cane sugar, carbon dioxide, powdered skim milk, citric acid, artificial yoghurt flavour. That's not already giving me bad vibes. Phosphoric acid, soybean polysaccharide, and it does say here on the back, just to make you aware, it does contain milk and soybean, so be careful with that if you are allergic to those. See, it's I think it was £1.75 from Kokoro, which, to be fair, for a wee little can like this, could be 25p cheaper, but I think that's about the limit of what I'd be willing to pay for this, considering it is, let me see, how much is it? 250 millilitres, so yeah, that's about fair enough. I will say, the mixture of colours is really nice, like the sky blue, a little bit of dark blue, and the white is really nice contrast against each other. The artwork here is a bit confusing. It's like it looks like a Mary Poppins sort of like falling into her death on a rather luminous upside down taco. So I'm not really sure what to make of that. But generally, it's a handsome enough looking can, so I'll give it like a decent 7 out of 10. I really like the colours more than anything. So let's have ourselves a quick snifter and see what our first impressions are like. Bloody hell, what? It smells like... So it smells like a cross between off-brand Sprite, one of those sort of like seltzer things you drop in water when you've got a hangover or indigestion that are like orange flavoured and have vitamin C in them. So it smells like a cross between that, off-brand like no-brand Sprite, and like really weirdly weak and watered down Fanta, and then there's this sort of very odd after smell of yogurt. That is a very confusing nose. It's not actually completely terrible, but it's just a bunch of smells that, while might not necessarily be bad on their own, don't really combine together that well. That being said, it doesn't sort of really sort of clash too badly, so I'll give the nose a 4 out of 10. It doesn't smell that good, but it's not unbearable at least. But anyway, as always, we'll have ourselves a quick palate cleanser of water. And then on to the most important part of the video, which is to see what this sucker tastes like. So, to everyone at home, I hope you have a greatly Milkis weekend ahead. And, yeah, bottoms up. Oh, God. Yeah, it just looks like a very vaguely white sort of fizzy water in the can. Oh, God. Alright, let's see what the sucker tastes like. What? That tastes nothing like how I'd expect it to be. It's not great, but it's not unbearable either. I was kind of worrying for a second it would have the same texture as one of those Chinese sort of like green tea, like grass jelly sort of drinks, which I've had before in what is it? Milk No Sugar, the Vietnamese place on Trafalgar Road in Brighton. This is weird. It kind of has an initial taste of, again, some kind of like off-brand Sprite mixed with like a very watered-down kind of off-brand Lilt, if you guys can remember that. R.I.P. Lilt, you were truly a great one. And then it's got this, the rest of the flavour after the initial sort of like, once it gets to sort of like the back of your tongue, you get this flavour of like a cowpole almost, but without the horrible sort of like aniseedy sort of like medicine-y aftertaste. Again, these flavours that on their own aren't absolutely terrible, but like really shouldn't be together. What I am imagining though is maybe it's genuinely just a case of sort of like cultural differences, in the sense that, you know, my palate and the palate of like the greater United Kingdom isn't really accustomed to this kind of flavour or this kind of flavour mixing. So it may genuinely be that in the right sort of context and the right sort of like mindset, this could be really nice. But I'm not really sure. I don't know. Yeah, it's not bad. It's just not particularly great. I feel like if you just went fully one way or the other, it'd be much better. Or at the very least, if you went fully one way to making this a more citrusy drink, you'd probably be getting on for like a 7 or 7.25 out of 10. If you went for like a full milky soda experience, it probably would be pretty horrible, but at least it'd be a bit more interesting to talk about. I feel as it is, it's just a sort of pretty run-of-the-mill 5 out of 10. It's not particularly bad. I wouldn't go out of my way to get it again, but I feel like it is one of those things where I can imagine some of you might like it, depending on the right context or in the right mindset. I tell you what might be really funny is if you have this with like when you play Ring of Fire, and sort of whoever gets the dirty pint has to drink this in it with like God knows what else. That would probably be pretty funny, but yeah, I don't know. It's just it's all right. Just a lot of flavours that don't really mix together that well. The texture is nice. It's quite light and crisp, and the sort of citrusy undertone is actually really nice. So respectable 5 out of 10. But yeah, I wouldn't really write home much about it. Anyway, if you guys like this video, leave a like, share, and subscribe. If you have any suggestions for future episodes of Ted's soft drinks reviews or Ted's booze cellar, let me know in the comment section down below. If you want to check out my other social medias on the internet, I'll leave the links to those in the video description down below. And if you want to, well, if you enjoyed this video, leave a like, share, and subscribe. But until next time, have fun, stay safe with whatever you're doing, don't do anything I wouldn't do, wash your hands, drink responsibly, know your limits, and I'll see you guys at the bar next time on Ted's Booze Cellar. Bye-bye for now.